Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. Not only is it a happy Sunday, it is a Merry Christmas to you. So in the spirit of Christmas, I've got two videos for you today. We are also going to have two videos tomorrow because I want to have one more elf magic deck real quick. And then actually we're going to take off the rest of the, the rest of the year, I guess, right up until New Year's Eve. Me and Celestial have a wonderful video planned for you guys then, which is going to take a little more work than usual, so we have to take the time to plan it. Also, I kind of got another D&D book because my wife is just absolutely loving. So more stuff to read. Got to get the time in there somewhere. Let's start with our deck. We are going to be playing Relinquished because he is the ultimate monster as far as I'm concerned. And very Christmas-themed deck. So, first thing we're going to need a skill card. And this is a very fun skill card because you flip this over whenever you activate this skill. It's not one of those ones where it starts face down like this, flip it over at the beginning of the duel, and then if it gets flipped down, there's no chance of reusing it. Instead, we're going to be using the Thousand Eyes spell. Activate this skill during your own main phase. Once per turn, you may discard one card. Could be anything. And use one of the following effects, but you lose your battle phase this turn. So you only have a main phase 1. Effect 1 is to ritual summon Relinquished from the hand by attributing a monster from the hand or field whose level is 1 or more. Also flip this over. Essentially, we are going to turn whatever card is discarded into the Black Illusion ritual. And then additionally, second effect, fusion summon 1,000 Eyes Restrict from the extra deck using monsters from the hand and field as material. And again, flip this card over. So, real quick, he's either going to be the ritual spell or he's going to be Polymerization. And again, we can use this every turn because every time it gets flipped, it can flip back during our next main phase. Always costing 1 card, which is totally fine. Now let's get to the presents. So the presents that we want to give our opponent. First and foremost, we want to give them the biggest present we can give them. So for this, I choose Dahlgren, the Mad Flame Kaiju. A couple of reasons why this isn't a Lava Golem. First and foremost, it's not Lava Golem because Lava Golem really does require 2 tributes. And if your opponent only plays the 1 card, well, you're kind of, out of luck. Let's get into the effects though, shall we? So you can special summon this from the hand to the opponent's field in attack position by attributing 1 monster they control. If the opponent controls a kaiju monster, you may special summon this card from your own hand in attack position. You may only control 1 kaiju monster at a time. Once per turn, you can remove 3 kaiju counters from anywhere on the field, destroy all monsters the opponent controls. This may not attack the turn this secondary effect is activated. So, just real quick, what does it mean? It means we actually want to open like double Dahlgren, because not only can we summon Dahlgren to our opponent's side of the field, just take out whatever it is that we don't want to see over there. Additionally, we can go ahead and special summon the second copy out of our own hand, which is just fantastic. So it's a gift for you. It's a gift for me. Many smiles will be had as long as, you don't get too upset losing to a giant fire dinosaur. Now, what are some really good examples of using this? Like if you guys are still playing up against people who are using Dragon Caller, Lord of Dragons, still a very viable card. We can, instead of needing to go, oh, the dragons can't be targeted, saving them from Relinquished's effect, we can, in fact, vacuum up the dragon, usually Blue Eyes because it is the strongest main deck dragon, turn it into Dahlgren. Now that it's a dinosaur, we can go ahead, we can vacuum clean that, and then we can choose to either deal with the other dragon, should it be something like Tyrant Dragon, or potentially just going after the Lord of Dragons and then waiting for our spell traps to kick in during our opponent's turn. So again, Dahlgren, really great play. Next up, you have to play Relinquished. It is his deck. It is a very Relinquished Christmas. You ritual summon this with the Black Illusion ritual. See, I got that one right. Once per turn, you may target 1 monster the opponent controls. Equip that to this card. Maximum of 1 card may be equipped at a time. This card's attack and defense become equal to the equipped monster's stats. If this card would be destroyed by battle, destroy the equipped monster instead. While equipped with a monster, any battle damage we take from battles involving this card inflict equal damage to the opponent. So again, very Very cool. Again, the vacuum is once per turn. So again, if we vacuum, we pass next turn. Not that you could do this because there is no main phase 2. You would technically be able to like run him into something bigger and then vacuum clean into that in the second main phase. Again, speed duel, you don't get a second main phase. So be a little smarter with it. But it's awesome. One of the best Christmas themed cards ever is Santa Claus. Special summon this from the hand to the opponent's field in defense mode by tributing a monster they control if summoned this way. Once during the end phase of this turn, you can draw 1 card. So again, pretty cool. And again, if we had another kaiju, I probably would have went that route. But again, thematically, this fits. And again, you may not own a copy of Santa Claus since he was, in fact, from a structure deck as one of the ultra rare promos. So don't worry about it too much. There are other cards you could place in here. Lava Golem could obviously be one of those cards. Next up, we are going to finish out our monsters by utilizing 3 copies of Sphere Karibo. Now, this card is as amazing as he looks. So, focus. Camera focus. There we go. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, we can send this from the hand to the graveyard. Change the attacking monster to defense position. When you ritual summon, you may banish this from the graveyard as one of the monsters required for the summon. This will work with our skill and can also be the card that we discard to initiate the entire move. So again, Sphere Karibo, pretty darn good card. This is going to be the 10 monsters. It's going to be half of our deck. Moving into the spells, we do want to capitalize on the fact that there might be a turn where you play 2 Relinquished. That said, we do run a single Black Illusion Ritual. And again, if you want to, you could just simply discard this card and still use it as one of the effects of the Thousand Eyes spell. So don't worry, if you opened with this Relinquished and 2 Dahlgren, you're still good. You're still good. As long as you got another monster to tribute for the Relinquished itself, you'll be great. So again, going second is pretty important for this deck. Main deck, I want to use 2 copies, Book of Moon. Pretty self-explanatory, helps shut down effects, which is very important to me. Double Cosmic Cyclone. Since we're not really afraid of the front row because we're going to utilize it against our opponent, in fact, to the point where we're modifying our own main deck to give our opponent monsters, we want to make sure that part of the exchange is that they don't get a back row. So I am running 2 Cosmic Cyclones. I'm also going to run a Night Beam, just in case. You know, you might get lucky. You might hit something that's very valuable to the opponent, something that would activate during the battle phase, whatever. Again, 3 cards for back row removal seems to be enough. Moving into the traps, we are going to use 2 copies Lost Wind. And again, this is going to be really helpful. Maybe the opponent has 1 card. We open double Dahlgren. What we could do is we could tribute our opponent's monster into Dahlgren. Then we could special summon our own, and then we can activate the Lost Wind and target a face-up special summon monster and have it lose half of its attack. It's another great way to just abort Dahlgren. And again, while we may have our card equipped with the Santa Claus, Relinquished will only be at about 1,200. So this is also very good for evening up the battlefield that way. And then the last 2, I am going to use 2 copies Wall of Disruption. When the opponent's monster declares an attack, all attack monsters the opponent control lose 800 per monster that they control. So again, it's upwards of a 800 to 2,400 power decrease. And again, regardless of what the opponent's monster is, if we're dealing like 2,400 loss while we have Dahlgren boarded, we should be able to beat just every card in the game minus things that have been equipped. But again, we've got 2 of these and 2 Lost Winds. Lost Winds happen multiple times. Dealing with equipped cards, we still have Book of Moon, Cosmic Cyclone, and 3 Sphere Karibos. For the most part, our opponent should not get any hits off on us, so this is pretty fair. Give us a second. Go ahead, take a screenshot, or maybe pause, make some quick notes, and we will be back with the extra and side decks real quick. All right, starting off our extra deck. Our extra deck is exactly what you guys have come to know from me. We are going to be using Blue Eyes Ultimate. It is the strongest. Cyberblader is one of the most tactically sound. Cyberend is the strongest with piercing. Master of Oz is actually second strongest in the extra deck. So it's also a very good budgeted option for players who don't own Blue Eyes Ultimate. Again, Ojama King, potential to lock the opponent's field. And Restrict, you got to play Restrict. Not because we can actually summon it the normal way, but you guys know that Waking the Dragons is going to be in my side deck. So again, it just sort of fits the whole theme. Plus, again, my boy is still chilling out here on the table. So that's awesome. He loves to see his card. It's great. Moving into the side deck, I do want to sneak in my third copy Book of Moon, just in case the opponent is getting aggressive. Again, another Lost Wind, another Wall of Disruption, 2 copies of the Waking the Dragons, and 1 copy of Zoma. Again, I thought about almost taking the Zoma out this time and going with a third Waking. And something else that you guys could do, maybe you don't have the Blue Eyes, move the Master of Oz over there, throw in another Ojama King. Just really have fun with this. This is a really fun build. And it's very Christmassy themed. I mean, again, we've got this little Krampus wannabe, super statted out. In fact, my favorite part is 12/25, December 25th. That's the day of Christmas. That's today, guys. So again, just enjoy the deck. Again, we'll have a quick Speed Duel spotlight here in a little while. But for now, guys, go be with your families. Go enjoy yourselves. Do some self-care. Enjoy the holiday. Maybe you guys are still school age. Enjoy that. Hopefully it's not too terribly cold. You guys can go build a snowman, drink the hot cocoa, and enjoy tonight's dinner with your family, all right? You guys have a lovely day. And thanks for stopping by. See you in a bit.